Good evening and welcome back to the Madhouse. And Stephen, welcome back. Nice to see you again, my friend. And if you are there, Stephen, can you just let me know? Can you hear me? And is the picture okay? Did have a problem with the internet around about 4 o'clock, but I think it was because I was uploading tomorrow's video at the time, and that probably caused the problem. Hi Reckons, how are you doing? How you doing, my friend? So hopefully you can hear me, and hopefully the stream is going to go okay. Jenk, that's fantastic. Good to see you. Good to see you, Addy. Good to see you, Tungsten. A lot of people in early tonight. Must be because we are in the quarterfinals of the Europa League, and we are playing at home in the first leg to Celtic. Today, I want to talk about a new idea that I have had. Hi, Get Snapped. How you doing? And it is I kind of think that maybe just doing a save in the live stream is, so many people do this. They do it on Twitch, they do it on YouTube. There's like thousands of people doing YouTube out there. And I want to try and do something different. And interaction with audience has always been what I wanted to do most of all. And some of you I've got to know. There's 3 people I've really got to know and I consider friends. And the more people I get to know, the happier I seem to get. And so I was like thinking, how about if I change the format of the live stream? And I was thinking of doing an assistant manager live stream where I actually have one of you guys come on, and we'll just have 2 boxes on the bottom of the screen instead of one. We will have an assistant manager. Now, you can be like all kinds of different managers, from the grumpy manager, the complaining manager, the really happy manager who doesn't care what happens. All kinds of different personalities could come out. And I just kind of thought that would be really cool if I could get more people involved. I'll get to know people as well, and the whole community thing starts to become a little bit better. So one of the worries that I have is that everything just goes stale. So I don't know, what do you think, guys? All you would need is a computer, which you obviously have, but you'd need a webcam and half decent microphone on the webcam. That's all. And then we're ready, good to go, because all the software stuff would be done from my end. So that's all you'd need. And I just wondered what you guys would think about that. It would mean that three times a week for the whole season you would have to be available. Obviously people miss one now and again, but missing 5 in a row might mean we'd have to sack the assistant manager. But I'm sure that once we got into it, it would be a lot of fun, and it would help me to get to know a lot more people. It would make the whole thing a lot more interactive and a lot more fun. So I don't know, what do you think about it, guys? Give me your thoughts in the chat there. And would anybody love to come on and be the assistant manager? And what kind of assistant manager would you be? And I just think I would really look forward to that. And between us, we'd have to try and maneuver a season. I just think that would be really good fun. Might be a brand new team. We just do like one-off teams of your choice, or whatever we want to do. Or maybe if somebody wants to be the manager, I'll be the assistant and you just tell me what to do. It's like we can talk about these things and have some fun. And hopefully it will turn out to be funny, especially if we got the sarcastic one. It would be, I think it would be quite funny and much more interesting than just someone running through some games and complaining as I do. But everybody who plays this game complains, so I'm not going to feel bad about it. And interesting that Stephen's comment, as long as my save with Velez in Argentina goes well, I'll be happy. How much of our lives do we put into this game? And how happy does it make us when we're successful? And let me know, guys, what do you think? Would you be interested in doing something like that? I just think it would be a bit of fun. I'm going to put a post in the community section as well in the next couple of days, just to see if people are interested. And if you are, there's an email address that you all know of on my channel page. Just let me know, and then we can set it up. I think the first one will probably get the whole thing to escalate, and I'll probably, after the first one, get a lot more people wanting to actually take part, because I have a funny feeling it'll be quite happy and quite funny. And so I'm just out of hospital yesterday. A little bit of pain. They cut a lot of the muscle here, but it's all good, and we're all getting on the mend again. It's tired me out a little bit today, but we've got through what we needed today, and now hopefully we're going into this game against Celtic. One of the things that I've noticed about is that, you remember that problem that I had with registration, and I got so frustrated I just, in the end, left it as it was. I've got all these players who are unregistered now, first team players, and I've got a lot of young boys on the bench. And so this first team has got to do the business. And if one of these gets injured, especially at fullback, then we might have a problem. I also have this very, very funny feeling about this. And I just feel like Aston Villa are going to win the Europa League. And I think, I don't know why, but I've just got this funny feeling. And I also have this funny feeling that if we actually do get through against Celtic, and there's no guarantee what's going to happen, but Celtic was probably the best team or Bologna was probably the best team to get in the draw, that I got a funny feeling that if we did get through, we'd draw Aston Villa in the semi-final. I've been playing this game too long, and I think that that's how it's going to pan out. Might get knocked out in the quarter-final, but we might not. But if we do get to the semi-final, I'm going to guess that it would be Aston Villa. So let's go and play the first leg. I haven't actually done too much in terms of... He is right about this. We'll go to positive rather than attacking. Much shorter passing, I don't think so. We're going to play exactly the same way that we've been playing. It's kind of got us back into a decent position where we're possibly going to survive. And once you do this, do it again. And when you go to submit team, and you are using the assistant manager to do the opposition instructions, always do it again. I found that in FM24 because he changes his mind. And if you don't do that, I think it's a little trap that has been set. So that's the team I have, and that's the team I have to go with. I don't really have much on the bench. Samare is a first-team player. Tapia could be. Cacarez is a first-team player. Clivert has been left out. He's a first-team player as well. But apart from that, we have very little on the bench. I have two young kids at striker on the bench. So this is going to be, however this goes, we're not going to win the competition, but we might just edge this one. Who knows? We've even got one who needs a number at this late stage in the season. So, yeah, let me know your thoughts on whether you think it's a good idea to do this assistant manager type save. I think it would be quite fun. And I don't know what really to say. This is where, if I had an assistant manager, one of you guys, you could be telling me what to do, and then I'm probably go and do exactly the opposite of what you say. I mean, this is why it might be fun. I am going to go with the assistant manager in this case, and I think hopefully, crossing fingers, we'll get off to a good start. And this is where I'll go to the opposition, because you can see what he's done. And if we ask him again, he's changed it. So I think this is a little trap that FM set. And so if you are playing with the assistant manager giving the opposition instructions, just make sure you do that. And make sure you do it again at half time. And then I usually do it about 20 minutes before the end, after when they're kind of making their substitutions. So we've made the better start by the look of it, but not getting a shot on target is not what I was expecting or wanting. Whereas Celtic got their shot on target. We've had all the possession in the first 15 minutes. Celtic have not been on the ball, so we're actually dominating the game. We just need to score a couple of goals. And if we can do that, if someone like Makuko can actually have a good day today, who knows what's going to happen. We're pushing them back, we're dominating them, despite the fact I've dropped the line back a little bit. But we're still pushing them back, we still have all the possession. They are coming back into the game though, has to be said. But really, we are the better team on the pitch, I would say, despite the fact that they have had most of the chances. So I'm just going to have a look at Celtic now. And there's no one player really causing me any problems. Not really. In terms of tackling, the goalkeeper, six clearances. And, hey Johnny, how you're doing? There's nobody actually dominating things. Nowhere really I can target on the pitch. In terms of, who's this guy? He's dribbling a lot, Torre. So what I might do is just have a look at who this Torre is. And he is left back. He's close. I don't want perhaps to close him down. But we'll have a look at him. And we'll just turn him onto his right foot instead. I don't want to close him down if he's dribbling. So we'll turn him onto his right foot. They are tiring, which is good to see. And we are not as tired. So hopefully we'll continue now and hopefully we'll get a goal or two. Let's get a goal or two, chaps. We usually win the opening game of the episode. What's gone wrong here, FM? And at half-time it's 0-0. And it's time, yeah, I agree. Time to dig in. And you weren't, oops, I did say that I was pleased. You weren't that bad, but you can still improve. You have the ability. Let's go and win this football match. Come on, boys. We've got this. And we do have the first highlight of the second half. It's actually only the second highlight, and we've clipped the crossbar again. And that just tells me this is going to be one of those awkward, very narrow defeats. We haven't had a shot on target. Makuko, though, is having a decent game. And perhaps we need to somehow be helping him in terms of assist. Adams is not having a very good game. So we might have to look at... Oh, my goodness me. Well, we've gone a goal behind. Now we'll go... Oh, I did actually click that button, didn't I, and say attacking? And say positive rather than attacking. I was going to say let's go attacking now, but unfortunately that's just poor defending. Our defenders, though, are playing very well. Central defenders. So sometimes I don't understand this game. It's up front again, or the creative aspect that we're not playing very well. So let's go and change these creative players in as much as I can. He is very tired, so he has to come off. Tyler Adams has been an absolute disaster again. And who else is not playing particularly well? Max Aarons is not particularly playing well. I just don't have the manpower on the bench to actually do anything about this. Billing could probably come in for Adams, although I'd hope to use him up top for Traore. So we'll bring Billing on there, and we'll bring Sumare in here. Good evening, Andy. I'm doing all right, mate. It's a little bit tired today, but we're doing all right, mate. We're doing okay. And then Alex Scott. I think Alex Scott, I'm just going to turn him into a winger. Winger on attack. Go for it, Sam. And we will put our wing back on attack here, this side. We've got to get back into this game. I probably will bring Brandon Williams on at some point. But he really is, with Tapia, the only ones I can think of that will need to come on at some point. It does look like we're going to lose this game. All is not lost. We can still go to Celtic Park and win, but I can't see it. So the Aston Villa dilemma doesn't look like it's actually going to happen. But getting to the quarterfinals of this competition is a huge achievement given how bad they have been. And come on, let's win this ball. But no, we haven't won the ball. And it does look like Celtic are coming forward again. And if we go 2-0 down, I'd say we're out of the competition. And that's a good save. And we have got our goalkeeper back as well. We keep getting injured goalkeepers. And if you remember, I said something about that last time. It's actually looking the same in the other save. I'm always having injured goalkeepers, and I think it's something to do with the manager profile and not anything else. So we'll just do that. Cliver is going to have to come on. I'm probably going to have to bring Brandon Williams on. He can come on, and that'll be the 5 subs. And it does look like it's going to be a defeat in the first game, especially as Celtic have another highlight. I just wish my teams could be as clinical as the opposition that we play. The opposition teams are so clinical in front of goal. How can you score like the amount of goals that you score from the chances that we see on the screen? It's unbelievable. And I have some decent forwards, but we just can't seem, we're not the same. And that was a foul, referee, and he's really hurt Esposito now, as he's got to come off. Oh, you're kidding me. You're absolutely kidding me, FM. Is he going to get up, or is he staying down? They've got a red card, which means he won't be playing next time. He's going to have to stay on, injured or not. As we come up to the last few minutes, I don't think we're going to get back into this game. I think we're done, and we're going to lose the first leg by 1-0. It was either going to go one way or the other. It didn't go our way, and I'm going to tell them I'm not happy. But what can I do? They gave it their best. 1 or 2 days, that's not bad. Why couldn't we have the sending off in the 40th minute rather than the... We're going to play Aston Villa now. And I'm looking at these fixtures that we have in the Premier League. This is going to be a horrible run-in. We have Aston Villa. Then we got to play that second leg, which we're not going to get back into realistically. Then Liverpool, Chelsea and Tottenham. Oh, lovely, lovely, lovely. We do have to play in 4 days, so we'll rest these boys. We'll give them all a break. So, yeah, it's just, this is how it is. It annoys me so much because it's quite deliberate. The game doing this, and the challenge this time was the dynamics. The players just not playing, and this is that. If we look at the dynamics, it's good now. The dynamics was really poor. I mean, this for a long time was down here. It was terrible. It was poor at one point, and then the game just gives you these results when the dynamics is like that, and you just have to go through it until the dynamics improve. And magically, you're not doing anything to improve it, but magically one day they all start to gel together, and then that's when we went through that good run. Well, it's just magic that they suddenly decided, oh, I really like you, you're a fantastic guy, let's play well together. And because I hadn't done anything. I haven't had any team meetings or praised their conduct or whatever. And hey, Ben, how you doing? You've been neutral, Andy. Welcome back, Ben. Good to see you, mate. I was actually, because Ben and Andy are here, I was just actually talking a little bit about a new idea that I've got, which is to do an assistant manager save. And that would mean like having a live assistant manager. And he could be grumpy, he could be submissive, he could be a know-it-all manager. What did I say? Oh, I criticized him. How can I make that right? Back down. What did I criticize him for? He's played well. Let's get this. That's because I'm yabbering on here. Sometimes I make mistakes here. No, I don't want to criticize him. I'll go and tell someone. If I was playing my own saves, for definite, Johnny, absolutely. Now I'm just because I'm doing this and have to get on with things, I'm just letting the assistant do most of it. And talking of the assistant, I just kind of think that would be kind of cool to do a season. Could be with this club or a club of people's choices, where we have an assistant manager, and it might be fun to see the relationship between the two, how that goes. You'll obviously choose a type of personality that you're going to be, and and there would be none of this signing Langstaff nonsense. Absolutely not. I forbid it. But it doesn't matter. I mean, whatever striker I get in here, it doesn't seem to matter. I just brought in 2 very good strikers, and none of them can score either. So it just doesn't seem to matter. And I think it's just saying, the game is just saying, you're not a very good team, and this is how I'm going to show it. Doesn't matter how good the striker is you bring in, he's not going to score. And it's okay. We're just going to get on with it. So we're going to go with what the assistant manager says. I've got no clue what's going on at the moment. But I do want to check his bench, because he does tend to leave wing backs out of the bench. So I've got S. Brand here. See, I've got Brandon Williams. So I do have 2 wing backs, but they're both left-sided. He can play on the right. Lakonga is a big miss. He's injured. He's going to be out for another 3 weeks. He's a huge miss. I want to bring Kuto onto the bench. McAtee also is out. He's going to come back to training, though, soon. And then Billing. Parrott has been an absolute disaster. Another boy who should be scoring goals. Esposito can come in for Tapia. And so I've got like 3 strikers. Denzel. Where's Denzel? He's playing in this one. Denzel Washington. And we have, who else? Who's the other striker? Parrott is another striker. I can't remember who's just played now. But never mind. We've got 3 decent strikers. Makuko. And he can't score either. So, I don't know. I think the game is just saying, nah, you're not a very good team. So, you're not having very good strikers. And where in reality, they are very good strikers. I'm so excited to sign Makuko. I'm thinking, boy, this boy is going to shine. Not to be. So we'll just move forward to Aston Villa. I really don't feel very confident in terms of the tactic. I want to just do the same. I'm not going to change too much. And I might ask them to step up more. Try and stop them in midfield. And I'm not going to change anything here. We're going to try and give them a game, but we'll be a little bit more positive this time. we are at home, so we might as well be positive. And we would play 0-0. No, 10 Langstaffs up front. I'm pretty sure you would try to do that, Ben. I just think it would be quite fun, rather than just me prattling on. It would be fun to have an interaction going on, and I kind of like the idea of that. We did try the Ben and I did try the podcast, but I don't think I'm much of a podcaster. I don't have enough information in my head, enough facts in my head to be a podcaster. So Ben was obviously much better at it than I was, and I was really struggling to keep up with him at times. And we are in 14th still, but Newcastle have got themselves out the drop zone again. I don't know how they've managed that, because when did they play? So they're just behind us now. I knew Newcastle would survive. I absolutely knew that was going to happen. So we have to really get a result here. I don't know how we're going to get a result. We're going to need a miracle. But we really do. With the games we've got coming up, Liverpool and Tottenham, we need a result here. I don't know if this team is good enough to survive yet. If they don't survive, I will get sacked. That is for sure. Again, he wants me to play this low block, but I don't believe in the low block in FM24. I just don't believe in it. And so he's given us that. We'll keep an eye on that when we go to the next screen. This boy really needs to have a game. Really needs. He's a good player, good finishing, good composure, good technique. Can head the ball. He's got good jumping reach. I mean, what is wrong with him? Like, why won't you score some goals? I'm going to make him an advanced forward. Probably not a good idea to have an Ungash behind him. Might be a better idea to have a shadow striker behind him. Let's really go for the jugular here. Hi, Sweaty. Yeah, they are definitely three similar roles, but there is a school of thought, and I used to support it, that you shouldn't play. See, why is he nervous? You just get out there and play. Yeah, there is that school of thought. You shouldn't play playmakers together. I'm not sure I agree with it now. Because what I see on the screen doesn't necessarily reflect that it causes any problems. If they're good enough to play the role, then play them, I would always say. He's obviously changed his instructions again. I had to change. This is not the original tactic. I had to change this because I didn't have the personnel up front. And what might be quite interesting is if we lose this game again, was just to change it back to the original tactic and to see if the two forwards up top does make a difference, rather than the shadow striker and the Ungash. But we'll see. I don't think we are going to get anything out of this Aston Villa game. It's just simply not good enough. And I don't think the game is going to be that generous. And we are actually losing this game comprehensively in the first 15 minutes. And unless something drastic happens and I find out who's causing the problems, then I think this is how it's going to go. We are going to get soundly beaten. We haven't had any of the ball, but we have had a chance, and it has been on target. And I think maybe positive might be the wrong thing. Maybe I should be looking at being more defensive, but hey ho. I don't really want to keep changing tactics. Managers in real life don't have to do that, and I know it's just a game and the game demands you change tactics, but in real life, it's unsettling for the players, although it's not in this game. Oof. Well, that's a good sign, though, that Aston Villa have missed. And, but they are capable in this tactic. They are capable of playing well. We went through a very good phase where we did play extremely well. And so it didn't... When the playmakers were playing well together, I mean, that was a dreadful pass. Our passing in general is absolutely dreadful. And maybe we shouldn't be playing playmakers at all. We should be just playing in a very defensive style and just playing very direct and looking for Washington with his head. And this is going to be a goal. Whenever that happens, the opposition will score. And there it is. And that was so, like, you know it's going to be a goal. When your winger nudges the ball forward and loses it, it's going to end up in the back of the net. And this is going to count. And you just know. So whenever you see that, your winger's down here and he nudges the ball forward and gives it away to the fullback, just put your head in your hands. The opposition are going to score. And that is an FM coding thing which they've got going for themselves. I've learned how to spot that now. That is just so... Well, I called it as soon as the winger lost control of it. I called it. We need more possession, so maybe the assistant was right that perhaps we should be passing it a little bit shorter. I don't want to go much shorter, but let's go narrower as well. Time waste a little bit. And a number of players in defence now. It's just switches between defence and attack. And you just never know which one it's going to be. It's either all the defence or all the attack who play badly. And it's one of the two. No, not him. 6.5. Dreadful, dreadful, dreadful. 6.5. Scott has decided he's going to stop playing now, so he needs to be dropped. And it's all the defence this time who are playing really, really badly. You always know it'll be a goal too when you have a roll it out, isn't it? And the highlight shows the keeper. Absolutely, I have spotted that one as well, Sweaty. Like, I guess they're really struggling. They're really struggling in terms of how much variety they can put into the attacks. Well, the one thing is, though, I can't tell when we're going to score. As much as I look at it over both saves, it's very difficult for me to find out when we are going to score. Probably because we have so many chances and so many missed chances, much more than the opposition. And it's just that one I've just learned. Oh, have we got an injured player again? We got Traore down now, have we? Yeah. Oh, boy. But that one, yeah, I've just learned that... look at all this rubbish. So what we're going to do is we're going to take Traore off. We're going to bring Parrott on. And we're going to push him up here. And we're going to make him a complete forward on support. And we're going to try it this way. We're going to have this wing back on attack. And we're going to have this wing back on support. Because we have this wide centre back on attack as well. And we're just going to try this. I wouldn't hold your breath. To be honest, I wouldn't hold your breath. I'm not convinced. I got a funny feeling there's so many changes they made in FM24 and everybody was thrilled about the new roles and the new attacking stuff that was going on. And I just have this funny feeling that they're testing things out. That 24 is the base that the base of the game engine with which they're building 25. During the update, they've made several changes to it, which they haven't announced, which is clear to see. Tyler Adams, these two have decided not to play anymore. I'm not too happy with them. Have I got another? I have Billing who can play there, but he's not brilliant there. Ah, dear. And then up front, we're dreadful. Denzel Washington's having a nightmare. And so we'll put Makuko up there. Anybody in defence struggling? Aaron's again, another bad game. And I think I'm going to bring Kuto on here. And I'm going to go attacking as the original tactic was. And just see if the original tactic might work out. Because I do have 3 forwards now. And the reason I adapted it was that I didn't have the forwards who could play in those roles. So let's see. I really very much doubt it. Playing against Aston Villa, and they are going to win the Europa League. I'm absolutely 100% knowledgeable about that. What I am going to do is push the line up as well. We're really going to compress them now. And if you don't make changes in this game, then you don't get anything. If you make changes, sometimes you do and sometimes you don't. Nicely defended, but it's coming back. Oh, that's a good sign that they've missed again. They've missed 2. Aston Villa have missed twice. They are actually the better team, but we're still in it. If we could just get the ball, then we could sneak a draw here. But it's getting the ball and creating that chance. Interesting, the complete forward's gone out very, very wide. They do tend to function, he's offside. It doesn't matter, he's offside. Yeah. Oh, the game is playing me again. And big changes means I'm expecting some teeth. Very, very... oh, it's awarded. I did think we could get back into this if we could get the ball. But it has been awarded. I was surprised at that. Oh, no, it's this guy who's putting him on. Big changes will mean teething problems. I do agree with you, Jenk. I think there's going to be all kinds of issues. The coding stuff that they are using, which simulates player movement, body movement. I have... should I stay attacking or should I go back to a more defensive thing? We've come back into it because we're attacking. So I'm guessing we should stay that way. Can I make any more changes? But I'm guessing that there's going to be some odd body shapes that we're going to see in the early days. And they're going to have to put all this right very, very quickly. I'm guessing you're going to see people, half of them buried in the ground. That's just a guess, but I have a funny feeling because I've done some research on the animation. I can't remember what it's called, but I've done a little bit of research on it. Oh, that was unlucky. Come on. Take the ball off him. That's it. Nice one. Come on, we're in. Now he's definitely offside. He's definitely offside on that one. I will be very surprised if that is awarded. But I will be very happy if it is awarded. It's going to be disallowed. He was miles offside. Yeah, absolutely miles. But maybe just that little tweak. As well, it's got us a draw against Aston Villa. I've got to be happy with that. So yeah, you were unlucky. If that had been allowed, that goal, then we'd have done very well. Is this the time to mess about with the tactic? Liverpool and Tottenham coming up. We are 6 points clear of Fulham, who are in the drop zone. So I don't know. Is this the time to mess about? We've got to play Celtic first, though, which will be 3 days' time. Oh my goodness me! And we'll give them a rest for 1 day. And then what we'll do, go to the training. We have got a recovery in there, that's good. So they'll have a day extra rest and then they'll go into recovery. And hopefully that's going to do the trick. But that was a good result against Villa. I wasn't expecting that at all. Is now the time to do something different with the Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham coming up. Is this the time to play a little bit more defensive? Is this the time to go back to perhaps a 4-3-3? Crowd the midfield. Just crowd the midfield, and not for the Celtic game. We're going to have to attack against Celtic. So we're going to move him up here to a complete forward on attack, on support. And then complete wing back on attack. But is it the time, Tottenham, Chelsea, Liverpool, to actually... The animations in 24, considering what they were in 22 and 23, I thought they were quite good. When it came out, I was quite amazed by what I'd seen. I've got used to it now, so the difference I really can't remember. I think it's just that as they go into taking the coding into the new Unity engine, it's going to have some teething problems, as Jenk said. It's going to have a lot of teething problems. And I don't think it's going to be the great thing that people are going to be expecting. I might be wrong, and I probably am wrong. But it's just a funny feeling that I have. Let's call it that. I know a lot of people are like, their whole hopes are pinned on FM25. They're thinking it's going to be the greatest thing they've ever seen. I'm not quite sure that that's going to be the case. I worry a little bit that it's not going to live up to people's expectation. I could be completely wrong, of course. Good result against Aston Villa. Let's have a good result against Celtic now. Come on, boys. You got this. You can do this. I'm glad he's put Esposito in because he really isn't playing very well. And Billing comes in now, which is good. Bit of an old head. Lokongo. I'm not even going to bother with this because you just keep getting told that they're not. They want him to try. They want him to try out somewhere else. So if we go to loan, they're not willing. He want to try him in the first team. Makuko, do I really want to extend his loan? Is the question. If you go to him and are looking to give it, so none of these. You're not going to be able. I found it very, very difficult in any save to actually reloan players. Very, very difficult. I've always had to bring new players in. So that's not going to happen. Everton lost. That's good news, but we're not going to catch them. West Ham drew with Chelsea. That doesn't affect us. We just got to keep out of that relegation zone. That's what I'm trying to do. Relegation scrap. Sunderland take on Bournemouth on the 1st of May. That's going to be a biggie. Blackpool are almost certain to go down. I think there's only... I'm looking at this. We have the worst run-in of anybody. Liverpool, Chelsea, Tottenham and Man United and Newcastle. I think Brentford's run-in is fairly straightforward. So is Newcastle's. Crystal Palace is good. Forest is good. We have the worst run-in of anybody. Although Blackpool, who've got no chance, they have a dreadful run-in. But everybody else looks like a very comfortable run-in. Much more comfortable than we've got. So it's going to be touch and go whether I'm even in a job at the end of the season. Despite getting these boys to the quarter-final of the Europa League. Boys that really couldn't play together. And I think we've done really well to get them where they are. If you've got a team, like I remember Burnley. Burnley will live in my memory forever. They just refused to play together. And if you've got that kind of save, it's just like the best thing to do is get out as soon as possible. Because it's going to be tough and it's going to make you swear and it's going to make you throw your computer out the window. So sometimes I think the best thing to do is just to resign, get out, go and find a different club. And just hope that you get better luck with a new club. So I don't really expect to get anything from this. We are a goal behind. I can't see us beating Celtic away. We've had pretty much the better of the game though in the first 20 minutes, but the stats mean nothing if we haven't scored a goal. And you just rely on people who have not been scoring goals to score goals. So that's just disheartening, as it were. It is so frustrating sometimes when you've got these strikers in, but they just can't score goals. It's horrible. And it doesn't happen in real life. Even teams in real life like Luton, their main players are scoring goals. The rest of the team is letting them down. And we're gone now. Absolutely gone. We can only go attacking now and try and get back into this game. Let's put both wing backs on attack and let's go for it. Push the lines up. Put them under more pressure. Tackle harder. We've got to try and get into their face now. I'm going to try passing into space. We're going to push the line up to much higher. We're going to much more often get stuck in. We're going to just go after them now. Nothing more that I can do. We've actually had more opportunities. Celtic have had less opportunities than we are. But once again, 0 shots on target. 4 shots, 0 on target. Makuko on a 6.5. Clivert on a 6.5. Tyler Adams on a 6.5. And also knackered. I tell you, these saves are the most frustrating ever when these players just can't play football. Doesn't matter who you play. Well, there's nothing more I can do. I mean, I've got both strikers on there. And I don't know if the team talk will have any effect. It probably won't. I knew once we lost the first leg, the plan from the game was we were going to lose it. I did think about going a bit more defensive, but I can't see the point now with only a handful of games left. It might give me a consolation goal. Probably will. Since the game is too easy to read. Probably we will lose this by 3-1 overall. All I can do is tell the boys to attack. And penalty. Yep, we got a penalty. That's the consolation goal. Oh boy. Can you make money reading this game of FM? Is it possible to make money just by predicting things in FM? Good Lord. So there's the consolation. They'll get another one and put the game to bed. Or we might equalise. You just don't know. Why try and second guess it? I can't see that we're going to equalise. And we don't have penalty takers on the pitch anyway, so we don't have any penalty takers. Look at this, 5 shots we've had, and well, let's have another injury. Why not? Why not? Let's have another injury. Oh boy. Anybody having a dreadful game? The goalkeeper, of course. I don't know why he's getting blamed. Strikers, if you're playing badly, there's nothing I can do. You have to play badly. And that's the end of it. And at this point, do I want to make any more changes? Not really. We'll just play on for a little bit. See what happens. I have a funny feeling that Celtic will score again and that we'll lose 3-1. We just haven't had enough shots on target to justify scoring another one. And Celtic are very, very clinical up front. It's again, I wish I could be as clinical as the opposition. I would love it. Even when we lose, even when we win, the opposition strikers are extremely clinical in front of goal. And if we could be that clinical, then it would be fantastic. Look at these two muppets. Goodness sake. What have I done there? Who's Mark Travers? Let's undo that because I don't know what I've done there. Although, if I put a reserve goalkeeper instead of Makuko, he can't do any worse, can he? That's the thing. So it's these... Brandon Williams has just come on and he's playing badly now. What can you do? McAtee can play nowhere, but I'm going to have to take Makuko off and we'll put McAtee here. Play him as a shadow striker. We'll play Clivert as a deep line forward just to bring him out to get the shadow striker going past him. And we'll tell the shadow striker he's already... Maybe we'll get him to roam from position. Let's try and mix it up a little bit. Who else is having a nightmare? Brandon, well, I can't take him off. He's only just come on and I can't take him off. Midfield's not doing too bad. Goalkeeper's having a day that he doesn't want to remember. Esposito is tired. Billing can play there, can't he? So let's bring Billing on. And then one more. Mepham is decided he wants a rest. Scott is tired as well. Nothing I can do about him. You're going to have to play on tired. So we are going out of the Europa League, sadly. But I still say well done because it has been a very good run. Getting to the quarter-final is quite extraordinary. And we'll go very attacking for the last 5 minutes. I'm not quite sure it's going to do any good, but we can try. But here's the Celtic third goal, is it? Which, as I predicted earlier, nope, it's headed out, but it's coming back. I did predict the 3-1. I'd be a very, very rich man if I could actually make money out of predicting FM. Yeah, they're playing with us now. Into space. Oh, good save. Breno finally decides to do something. Maybe it's not going to be the 3-1, but it isn't going to be the result that we wanted. Although we're not very good from set pieces, and I should pay more attention to set pieces, but it's just too much work, and it just slows the game down too much. And doing it on YouTube, you really want the game to be fast moving. And I really am not quite sure how he missed that, to be fair. And is that a signal we might get another chance, another highlight? No, it's going from us. Oh, one more highlight to Celtic. And can we intercept it? Yes, we have. Go on, make it 2-2. We are very attacking. Let's get bodies up there. And I don't know. Oh, come on, Scott. I know you're tired, but just one swing of your foot, and the goalkeeper's got hold of it. And is this the Celtic third goal that I was thinking of? It looks very much like it. Oh, it is a good save. It's going to finish 1-1. Creditable performance. Just our home game was dreadful. If we'd won our home game, we'd be through. But it could still end up as the 3-1 that I predicted. I don't know why we're seeing so many highlights. Could still be the 3-1. No, it's not going to be. That's it. Full time. We are out of Europe. And yeah, they were unlucky. Well, I lie to them all the time. They're not unlucky. They're just rubbish. In the transfer window, you'd have to sell them all. He's in for 7 weeks. You just have to sell them all. Because they are rubbish. And we did all right. Given the quality of this bunch of players, we did okay. I would. It's just like, get rid of them. They've had the worst season ever. So just get rid of them all. And then just bring in a brand new squad. So it's like, I've never seen such rubbish. Not since the Burnley days have I ever seen such rubbish. And now we've still got to go and play Liverpool in 3 days. I wonder, is it now time to change the tactic? I'm going to give these boys a rest again. He obviously doesn't need a rest. He's going to get a long rest. I wonder, is it time? You shouldn't do this because managers in real life don't do this. They don't have to. I don't ever see Jurgen Klopp sitting in his office. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. Oh yeah, remind me, I've got to change my tactic. It's just ludicrous that. Sure, after 3 or 4 years, teams will start to read your game. But you wouldn't change. Even Klopp or Pep would not change their shape. They would change the instructions within it if teams started to work them out, as teams do. And so they would react by changing the instructions within it, telling players to do different things, telling the team as a whole. I'm going to change back to the 4-1-2-2-1 now, because we have to be more defensive. So we're going to play balanced. We're going to try now and frustrate the opposition. Take that off because that isn't working. We're going to hold our shape. And we're going to have a standard line. And we'll just press much more often. So just going to go a little bit more defensive and hope that just confuses the match engine. That's all I can do. And people say, oh, you're not changing your tactic enough. Well, we are changing our tactic, and I've changed it about 4 times this season. So we'll do it again, and maybe we'll confuse the match engine. Who knows? We've had 2 draws in the last couple of games, so it's an upward turn. And we just got to keep an eye on now this relegation battle. We don't have Europe to worry about. Our first team should be able... They're not very good at set pieces, but everything else, they're absolutely fabulous. And so, I don't know. Although it says they're not very good at set pieces, neither are we. And so they probably will find it quite easy to score from set pieces. So I'm just going to change the tactic. Do what the pundits say you have to do. And if it works, it works. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. There's not much else I can do. The team that we have is terrible. Look at their ratings. Their average, only 3. And Sensei's only played once. So only 2 have actually got over 7. And most of them are around the mid-6. So it's not very good. And I do need him to tell me. I think I'll go and select my first team. Who I think is my first team. Mepham is a muppet, if you ask me. He's tired and he's lazy and he just doesn't look like he's ever played at central defender before. So I'm going to go with those 2 who look like they're the best of what is a very rotten bunch. And then at fullback, I've got probably good selection at fullback. Brandon Williams has been absolutely awful all season. I think Katura deserves a game instead of Scott. Lakonga's obviously still injured. Kuto, he deserves his chance. Everybody else is absolutely shocking. As well as Esbrand. I'm going to give him a game. Aina is, of course, injured. So let's give him a game. Let's try him out. So now we do our bench. Oh, up front, Mepham can't play there, of course. He can't play at central defender, but he definitely can't play there. Although he probably would play better there, I'm thinking. And we got Parrott. I think actually I'm going to bring Favre in there. He can play in that position, can't he? Denzil. I'm going to play Denzil on the left. See if that suits him. I'm going to give Wagner a game. I don't think he's a DLP though, is he? No. He's a ball winner. So I'm going to put him as the box-to-box. He'd probably play better there. Esposito is a good DLP. Well, allegedly a good DLP. Crisp, is he still injured? No, he's not injured. So we need Brandon Williams there. We need a right back. Aina's injured. I actually don't have a right back, do I? Who can deputise? That's interesting. He's injured my last chance at a right back, hasn't he? Okay, well he's gonna, Max Aarons, of course we do, we have Max Aarons. Sumera might as well not be here. Might as well not be here. Travers doesn't need to be there. Tapia, Tapia's on a 7, let's give him a game at some point. Sensei can come on to the bench. He's not registered though. So Kakares will have to come back onto the bench. Alex Scott can come in there. He can sit on the bench and think about his dreadful performances. Actually, no. I don't have a right winger on the bench, so somebody's going to have to come off. One of these midfielders, Tapia, probably. Don't want to, but I don't have a right winger on the bench. And you know what will happen if I don't put a right winger on the bench? You can almost see it now, the 6.2 against his name. So we're going to have a right winger on the bench. So we are going back to... Who's this? Just a 17-year-old. We've all been injured, boy. It'll get better. White centre back on attack. Yeah, it is very aggressive. The whole tactic is very aggressive. And it wasn't actually my design. I tested the tactic, and it really worked very well. And I thought, let's try it out. This was going nowhere, so we just decided to give it a try. And it was at that time here against Manchester City we changed it, and look what happened. The change of tactic produced that, so we stuck with it. We had a decent time here, but it's gone wrong again. So okay, let's do what FM pundits say you should do and change the tactic again and go a little bit more defensive. We've got Liverpool, Chelsea and Tottenham. We've got no chance in any of these games, but if we defend, then who knows? If we defend well, I was about to say if we defend well, who knows? And we're really not going to get anything out of this, are we? No, I'm not going positive. Shoot on sight is probably a good idea. People think that shoot on sight is if you have a lot of good players who can have a long shot. That's not what shoot on sight is. Shoot on sight means just take your shot wherever you are. So it's like if the ball, you're working the ball into the box, and when you put shoot in sight, when the ball comes into the box, it's don't take a touch. As soon as you see the goal, wherever you are, and it could be in the box, it could be just outside the box, if you have a good sight at it, take the shot. That's all it means. It doesn't mean that you're going to have players pinging it from 30 yards. Hopefully they're intelligent enough to decide when and how far away. So shoot on sight doesn't actually mean you have to have good players with long shots, and I've seen that argument before. It just means don't take that touch. If you see the goal, don't take the touch, shoot. We've got nothing to lose here, boys. If you have other players crashing, I can't see underneath that. Crashing the what for rebounds? For some reason, I'm not allowed to see the last word of that line. Yeah, I mean, it could do. I just think the whole structure, the whole thing of shoot on sight is just don't take that touch. Instead of taking the touch, shoot. If you can see the goal, because a lot of players will take that first touch and it costs time. And if you have good defenders, that touch will mean that they can close you down. Look at this. We are hammering Liverpool, except we can't get any shots on target again. Oh boy. And I'm not quite sure what Makuka's doing, playing as an attack, as the shadow striker. But so far, so good. We can always... Actually, I've just had an idea. We might get them to swap over. But at the moment, we are hammering Liverpool. But are they going to FM us here? Probably. Oh, well blocked. And, So we maybe just by switching the tactic, we fooled Liverpool, but not for long, I wouldn't have thought. Liverpool are the more dominant team, but we've actually created much more chances. But Liverpool are coming back into it now. I think we've had our share of chances, and this is it now. But another good block. And that was a foul, referee. Oh, here we go. I'm going to guess it's going to end up 4-0 now. Not much I could do about that. Good goals are good goals, but we gave him far too much space, and I think maybe outside the box is a problem. So we need to push up. Just gave him far too much space outside the box there. We all dropped down. They all went back, and look at the space he had. So push the line up, push the boys up, tell them to actually step up more. If I had that on, I think I already had that on. Yeah, just don't give them space outside the penalty area. The other thing is that in FM23, the low block was very effective at dealing with that. But I don't trust the low block in FM24. And here we are being hammered now. And yeah, they are really poor apparently at set pieces, but we are definitely worse. And they are now 2-0 up. And I don't really want to see any more of this, FM, if you don't mind. So changing the tactic did not have any effect at all. So at least we know that now. It's put that to bed. Managers don't change their tactic. So you shouldn't have to in FM. And I think after half-time we'll go back to the attacking tactic, because we have created chances. And we'll go back and attack them after half-time and see what happens. Completely changed. This is definitely not working now. Of course, we would never... Oh, we've given a penalty away now, have we, as well? I did say 4-0, didn't I? These penalties look really soft, don't they? I mean, we've got to do... FM's got to do something about that. It's just like the players just standing there. It's not a penalty. Oh, he saved it. Mo Salah has missed a penalty. Good on you. Good on you, Salah. But they'll probably score from the corner. No, we've headed it away, just. So let's get to half-time and we'll go back into the other shape and go back to what was working-ish. Our shooting has not been good enough. Well, you were in charge of shooting. And we're going to change it now. We're going to go back to the 3 at the back. Who is the worst striker? 6.6. 6.6. Clive at 6.5. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. And I don't have really a striker on the bench, unfortunately. But I can bring McAtee on here and bring him down into here. And we'll go attacking. It's just only Liverpool. I'm going to put him on attack as well. Why not? We're going to get thrashed anyway, so it doesn't really matter. And we're going to tell them they've been absolute pants. See you later, sweaty. Thanks for popping along, mate. So let's change the tactic again. I've never known football where you have to change the tactic so many times. But that's it. I'm not going back. We at least now know that we don't need to go back to the 4-1-2-2-1. I don't know what's wrong with that with this Bournemouth team. And that's why I think it's to do with the manager and not to do with the save. And because both saves, the 4-1-2-2-1, suddenly stopped working at around about the same time. So I think it's to do with the manager. There we go, 3-0. It's going to be 4-0 at the end of the day. We're just getting hammered. What really worries me is the table. How is it affecting the table? All these defeats. Will it just drag us down here until we're in 17th? Probably. We got off to such a good start. I thought we were going to beat them. We've had 7 shots, look, and 0 on target. And this is every single game. And it's so depressing. Like, come on, let's have a couple of shots on target. Come on. It's like every single bloody game we get the same thing again and again and again. And we get all these 6.5s and 6.4s. So this team is, like I said, you have to sell them all. Get rid of the lot of them. They're just not trying. They're just not good enough. Whatever it is, just sell the lot of them. And that's probably what I would do in the transfer window. Get rid of the lot of them. And anyone we can't sell, put them in the reserves. I'm fed up of them not trying. Not giving 100%. We've got Clivert now. What's he doing as a centre-back? That's me getting really confused. But he can't play any worse. I haven't got any subs left either, have I? So let's bring Clivert up here. That's me. And we'll just do that. We'll put these on defend. That's my fault. I haven't got any more subs I can bring on. Well, at least it's another change of tactic, another change of shape. Who knows? Oh, come on. I hate playing relegation battles. It's horrid. Absolutely horrid. And you know the game is just going to play with you. And you know all the tactics that have ever worked in the past, they suddenly stop working. Not happy. And some of them are not very impressed with that, but they were dreadful. The scores of 6.2 and 6.3 is not acceptable in my book. Not acceptable. So it's getting worse now. We can see it's going to go. This is horrid. Absolutely horrid. I'm totally reliant on the teams below me. There is nothing I can do except hope that the teams below me actually can do the job. Nothing I can do. We've tried changing the shape, changing the tactic, changing different things, playing with the lines. Nothing is working. We are at the mercy of the game. Chelsea now, who are even tougher to beat than Liverpool. I'm going to guess the game will give me 1 point. It's got to give me 1 point at some point against one of these teams. It would be really nasty if it didn't give me 1 point against one of them. Yeah, I'm going to go along with what you said, but I'm just going to make sure that you've put enough cover on the bench. Shall I give Crisp a game again? I'm going to put Crisp back in goal. He's having a nightmare season. Everybody is. So let's give Crisp. He's like the little hope, the little spark that I have, young Crisp. So we do have a left back. But he didn't put a right back. You see, and if you don't spot that, then what's going to happen is your right back's going to have a shocker and you haven't got a right back on the bench. So it's the game cheating, that is. It's like a definite cheat. Because it always happens. If you don't have one of those positions on the bench, whoever is there is going to have a stinker. And I'm not in control of how these players play. The game is. So that's a definite little cheat, that is. You just got to try and cheat better than the game, I guess. And he can come in. We don't need Esposito. He's having an absolute nightmare. He's not registered. So he can't put him on. Why is he not ineligible? Because it's his parent club. So I don't have another striker. So yes, I do. I have two who can play up there. Billing can come on the bench. It's just, I really just don't want to watch. Can I just close my eyes and then somebody tell me, or I'll just look at this screen and somebody can tell me when it's full time. Sell him. Yeah, absolutely. I'm going to sell them all. I don't have to tell me to sell him. We're going to sell the lot of them. Can't have these boys. No, we're playing Crisp. I don't care what you say. Breno was at 6.6, 6.5s. Tackle harder? Yeah, why not? Let's get stuck into them. And let's go and see what happens. I expect this one will be 5-0, I'm guessing. Just the game would like to rub it in a little bit more. Probably 5-0. Nobody's expecting anything of you. Hopefully he says you can turn this around. Nah, I don't think so. I think it's all decided, and I don't think we're going to make it. We're 7 points above the drop zone. We've got to keep an eye on Fulham and Sunderland. With the game's already told me that Sunderland is going to be a big game. We already know that. So we need to keep an eye on what Sunderland are doing. And Fulham. None of them are playing at the moment, so all we can do is hope that they're going to be playing as badly as we are. Okay, there's one thing I can see straight away. Just we're going to come off the trigger press a little bit. Players are bursting into trying to close them down way too much. Look at this. It doesn't bear looking at. We've had nothing, really. We're going to have to FM them here to get anything out of this game. I don't want to do anything in terms of tactical changes. The boys are just going to get confused. Stick with one thing. And that's it. There's nothing more you can do. Well, it's only... Oh, in fact, was that Chelsea haven't scored? I thought they had scored. So at the moment, we've got a point here. Which would be very, very useful. That's why we're 7 points clear and not 6. point would be very, very useful. Despite the fact that, again, nobody is... Look at this, 6.2. What is the matter with you? He always has a 6.2. Whoever's playing on the left back at the moment has a 6.2. Do something. Give the ball away more like. So Ebrand can come on. We're going to play him as... Oh, he's got a red card before I could make the substitution. I just love this game. Don't you just love this game? He was on a 6.2. You could see it. You went to make the sub. But the game got there before you. Oh, it does make me fed up. Look at this rubbish. Absolute rubbish. Just come back to balanced now. That's all I can do. Although sometimes I do play better with 10 men than I do with 11. Sometimes think I should get a player sent off every game. We are... Like, this team cannot do another season. They have, ever since I've taken them over, they're exhausted for no reason. We've got to sell them all. Alex Scott, out the door. 6.4 again. Tyler Adams, 6.5 again. You're out the door, son. Out the door. I'm not doing this with you anymore. And now they've injured the right backs, now they're having to go at the left backs. I just love this game. So Max Aarons has to come off now. Also playing really badly. Again, like, how many bad games are these boys going to have? Alex Scott, never playing again. Never ever is he going to play again. I'll put a central defender in there. Or I will put a attacker in there, but he is never playing again. Traore, can he play there? No, he can't. Has to be Billing. I mean, look who's played well. That nobody. Noah Crisp, he's a half-star player. He's the one again who's played well. And it's so annoying. Absolutely so annoying. I have one more sub, do I? Which one is it? The one little bright spark. Oh, he's gone down to a 6.9 now. The one player. But we're still 0-0. We're still in this game. I don't know how. We've been absolutely hammered all over the park. But Chelsea's XG is extremely poor. So I don't know how we're still in this game, but we are. And if we can last 3 minutes, we'll get a point. And I did say, before these 3 games, surely FM will give us 1 point. And they have done. True to form, FM have given us 1 point out of the 3 games. But it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things, because we've already been told that it's coming down to the Sunderland-Bournemouth game later on. The game's already let the cat out of the bag by announcing that on May the 1st, the biggest game of the season is going to be at Sunderland. So we've already let the cat out of the bag. And now we don't have any left backs, I don't think. Only Esbrand is left. Tottenham now, 3 days. It's just never ending. I really would like to keep playing through till 11 o'clock tonight, just to get this season done. Get it out of the way. He doesn't need a rest. He's not getting one. Oh, we'll give him a rest anyway. Be nice. Brandon Williams, I don't know if I ever want to see his face again. Max Aarons, we look at their if we go and look at their average ratings, Crisp is probably the best player that I've got, and he's half a star. And that's like, oh boy, he's all right. Max Aarons 6.9, but look at his current form. 6.8, and then his 6.7 is on the way down. 6.4, he's 6.5. Look at these two in midfield. They're never playing again. I think I'm going to go look for somebody in the youth team. Favre has played well, and that's it. And I think I'll probably play Sensei for the Tottenham game. Just for the hell of it, because he can't play any worse than anybody else. So, yeah, I'll do what you say, and then we're going to bring Sensei in, much to everybody's disgust. Oh, he's unregistered, isn't he? That's why I can't do that. So which position has he left out? S Brand. He's left the right back out because we don't have one now. Ah, that'll do it. He's left Makuko out, which doesn't bother me at all. Star player he is supposed to be in FM24. I don't care if he's on the pitch or not. He's just dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Makuko's injured. Brilliant. It's just unrelenting. Oh, it's Makuko, isn't it? Not I've just left him on the bench anyway, haven't I? Not a big deal. Sambaral sold. Mepham definitely leaving the club. Boyelma definitely leaving the club. Try and replace them with people who want to play for Bournemouth. Everybody's playing on the same day here. That's interesting, isn't it? That's quite interesting. Tottenham, we're going to attack these. Are we home or away? We're away, so we'll stay positive. And then... No, I'm not doing that again. You tried that once before, Mr. Assistant, and it didn't work. Then we're not going to do it this time. Shall we make him a ball winner? Let's make him a ball winner on defend. So that we've at least got somebody in front of these nutters. And let's go and see what happens now. You don't want to tell them they're rubbish when they're in a relegation battle. To me, as a manager of this nonsense club, I would actually don't mind if I get sacked. Because having to rebuild this bunch of nothing is probably going to be really difficult. Just go and find another club that'll be easier to manage. That's what they would do in real life. But I'm not changing the tactic anymore. I think that's costing me more points than anything. I'm not going to listen to the pundits anymore. We're going with the way we play, and that's it. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. They've learned how to play that. It took them a long time to learn how to play it. And suddenly I want to change it. That doesn't make any sense. I'll give it a try, Johnny. Let's give it a try. So we'll go and do that. So turn them into ball-playing defenders. It's a bit defensive for my liking. But, okay, so we'll do that. But because we've got 4 down here now, I'm going to put him on attack as well. And then I'm going to put him on support, because then he can just roam around here. And if I get him to sit narrower, he's already sitting narrower. That gives the wing back room to get past him. So we'll do that. We'll try it out. I mean, we're talking like teams here, Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea. They haven't got a hope in hell. It doesn't matter how we play. You could do a park the bus, it still wouldn't matter. The team's not good enough. And that's the bottom line. The ball winner did his job though there, but they still nicked the ball. So we are a goal behind. I mean, I know what's going to happen. The game's already told me. It's coming down to that May the 1st game against Sunderland. Game's already told me that. So we know what's going to happen. We just don't know the result of that Sunderland game. So that's where we need to get to. So now Sunderland are 30. So you can see what it's doing. It's closing the gap very slowly now. Sunderland must be winning, probably winning against Arsenal or something. Although Sunderland have a very, very easy run-in, don't they? Well, easier than ours. Fantastic. No, it was. Sometimes in real life, I wonder why, like, there's so much celebrating in football at the moment, and it does, like, annoy me a little bit. Like, goalkeeper makes a save, and everybody's hugging him and kissing him, and like, fantastic. He's just doing his job. The postman does not get all this for delivering a letter. I mean, come on. That's what is going on in football. And, oh, come on, it's not going to be our day. If it's not going to be our day, FM, don't mess me about. Just show it as it is. Don't lie to me. Look at that, Newcastle are losing to Everton. Yeah, we knew that was going to happen. So we've hit the post, we've had another near miss. It's not going to be our day, unfortunately. I think Tottenham have had one highlight again and one goal, and here's another one. Oh, well done. What's Breno doing in goal? I need Crisp in goal. I forgot to put Crisp in. He's never got above a 6.6 in the last few games, so what's the point of him being there? Whereas Crisp is getting 7s and 6.9s for a half-star player. Too easy. Who is that? Who's that? Gikores. I don't want him in my team. He's a bit like Makuko. Oh, why not have another injury? Why not? Why not, indeed? Let's get rid of all... Now, if the game has been listening to me, because I said I wasn't going to play those players again, so now it's going to injure all the midfielders, so I have to. The game listens to you. You shouldn't say these things. But I wish I could actually bet on FM, because I would be a very rich man. Be a very, very rich man. And our defending of set pieces is chronic. It's really chronic. So another defeat will leave us where? Not in a very good position. I'm happy with you, my assistant. I'm happy with your performance. The shooting's not been good enough. We haven't had a shot on target again. These boys are shocking. All of them. Very shocking. But it's what I found all season. Every one of these. Look at the 6.4s now. Every one of those 4 who are the attacking players are an absolute nightmare. It's what I found all season. The defence, central defenders are also a nightmare. It's only, I've had a brief spell where the midfielders played well for a little while. But that was it. And I can't think of, well, at least we're getting a couple of shots on target now. I mean, looking at it, we're as good as Tottenham. We just can't score goals. Can't score goals to save our lives. Let's go much higher. Get in their face. Get stuck in. I don't know. You got to try something sometimes. Well, that didn't even have time to kick in, that. I wish my team could be as clinical as the opposition. I think that's 3 highlights, 3 goals, isn't it? Yes, it is. It's 3 highlights, 3 goals. Why can't we do that? Takes me about 20 highlights to get a goal. There's one season I played when I was testing that Tottenham absolutely ran away with the title. They had actually probably won the title by Christmas. FM's given Tottenham a lot of credibility this year. I wonder why that is. Tottenham been on their backs, saying, oi, you've got to give us a bit of credit sometime. Because Tottenham always used to be the whipping boys of FM. Four 0. Yeah. Oh, he's missed it. Morale must be like dreadful at the moment. Changes. Morale must be like an all-time low. Tapia can have a game, why not? And Billing, can't play him anywhere, unfortunately. Traore, can't play him anywhere. Let's give let's see what he's like up there. No, perhaps not there. This is the problem that I had. People can't play that role. And I don't know what to do. I don't think it really matters. Doesn't really matter. Well, we did try the ball-playing defender. Scott, we need a right winger, don't we? Clivert hasn't played for a while. And who's the worst? Breno again. I'm going to get rid of Breno. He's got to be sold. He's rubbish. A half-star goalkeeper is better than my 3-star goalkeeper. He's got to go. Crisp will have a tidy game now. Come on, let's go. Can we score a goal? We haven't scored a goal in a while. It'd be nice. Not like that, we can't. Well, we can score from penalties. We've had 2 penalties in the last 3 games. There's the consolation goal. Look at this. It's the central defenders. 6.3, 6.3, 6.3. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And I go into a low block now. Going to give the low block a try. No, I don't hug my postman, Jenk. Do you hug your postman? We're having a bit of trouble with our postman at the moment after a package went missing. Definitely not worth a hug. Christmas bonus has gone out of the window. Like, I mean, come on, you guys. You got to think that there is far too much celebrating. Like somebody makes a block, and it's like they've scored the winner in the World Cup final. It's their job. And now I've got another injury. For goodness sake. I'm making the mistake here of using the 5 substitutes. That's the mistake that I'm making. You're probably right. If Phil can't... This game does what it likes, Darren. You've just got to make little tweaks here and there. The big game is already... We know it's going to be Sunderland. So what we're going to do is make sure we're prepared for that Sunderland game. The Tottenham, Liverpool, Chelsea, lap of the gods stuff. We did get a draw against Chelsea. Got to be happy with getting the 1 point that I already said we would get. The game will normally allow you 1 point. And it was against the unfortunate Chelsea. And the rest... This team is not playing together. It can't play together. And so can't expect much. I've had this since we took over. This team cannot play together. And the only solution to fix it is to sell them. Get rid of them. And to totally rebuild the squad. And Crisp is now on a 7.4. Would you believe that? 7.4. And Breno, who's a 3-star goalkeeper, is on a 6.4. And he, again, as a half-star player, is the star man. Yeah, I knew that would happen. Let's lower morale even more. I just said you're the underdogs, you'd give it your best. Perhaps they reacted to the fact they didn't give it their best. So Sunderland, as we can see, are sneaking up the table. There's 3 games to go. We need 3 points. And that 3 points is there. That's the only place that it can be. And the game's already told me, and here it is, it's coming up. The game has already told me in an email that's what it's coming down to. If we lose against Sunderland, we're done. So it's extremely important. But if it injures all my players as well, then I'm done anyway. Current injuries now. We got 5. At the end of the season, normally I'm getting to a clean bill of health at this time in the season. But this game is punishing me. And Sunderland becomes a big game. A point against Sunderland probably means we're okay. Lose against Sunderland and we're doomed, I think, because they will only be 3 points behind us and they will have a better run-in. So we have to beat them. Or get a point. A point will be just as good. So the thing I've got to look at is how do I get a point? They are not a very good team, apparently, but I don't believe my staff. I just don't believe them. So I can't really take any of that as fact. I'm going to attack them. It's the only way I think this tactic works is by attacking teams. And if we fail, we fail. Chink. It's like if you hugged him, you'd get. It's a her as well. Oh, several of the players are. What is the problem now? They're unhappy about the poor dressing room atmosphere, and they want to talk to me about it. You guys need to learn to play together. What's the problem? You need to do something about the dressing room atmosphere. It's a chore to come to. We'll get to grips with yourselves. Well, complaining about it isn't going to do anything to improve matters, is it? That's what I want to say. I really want to say to them, complaining isn't going to do anything about it, but that's probably the wrong thing to say. But I am going to say it, and it was probably the right thing to say. No, I want to say I'm running a bloody football team here, not a kindergarten. And so that was very productive, apart from Clivert, who's never going to play again. And everybody else, perfectly happy. I really what is that about? It's their problem, not mine. Stop bloody complaining and get on with it. And it worked. Maybe there is something in this game. I just thought that is definitely the wrong thing to say. Look at these two last fixtures. Newcastle also down the bottom of the table, I think. What time is it now? Yeah, we can finish this. Because Newcastle, oh no, they've jumped up. They've got themselves safe. They've sneaked above us. Yeah, absolutely, Jenk. Absolutely. If we beat Sunderland, we could actually call it a night because we'll be safe. If we draw against Sunderland, I'm pretty confident we'd be safe. We could probably call it a night. I'll play out the last two games and we'd be done. I think if we draw, they'll still be 6 points behind us with 2 games to go. That's enough. And I think that would be job done. Hold a team meeting. Oh, God. It's crucial to our own. Crucial. I expected to stay up this season. That's what I wanted to hear. So we've had 2 good meetings. So hopefully that's enough to persuade FM you owe us a football match for me getting those things right. I mean, in real life, that is what you would say. You would not be easy on them and say, there. As a manager, I've been a manager all my life. Not in football, but in other forms of life. And when the chips are down, it's down to them. You've got to tell them. You've got to do your stuff. And get on with it. Stop whinging. Sometimes they do need to be driven. We're not going to tell anybody off about training. It's pointless now at this end of the season. I can't see us surviving, though, if we lose against Sunderland. We're not going to win against United. And we're probably not getting anything from Newcastle either. This is the big one. This is it. This is what it's all about. Did he give me a... Yeah, he did, but I need to sort the bench out, don't I? Need to get this bench in order. Where's Parrott? He's already on the bench. He's the other striker. He keeps Tapia on the bench, doesn't he? Maybe we should give him a go. Wagner, Esbrand. See what he's done? See what he's done. He hasn't. There's no point in Traore being on the bench. And he's left out the full back again. Aina is 12 days away. In fact, we don't have... Yes, we do. We have Kuto. That's what he left out. There's no point in Traore being on the bench. But he's left out, once again, a full-back, a wing-back. And then you can guarantee, if there's no replacement, this, whichever one it is, will have a shocker of a game. You can guarantee it. You could actually predict it with certainty. Now we're looking at Fulham. Fulham need to lose too. They're playing Norwich. But Norwich have done well. He's not arguing at all. He wants to go positive. Okay, I'll do that and tackle harder. We have beaten Sunderland before, so this game might want to level things up. I'm going to put him on a support duty. Just to give us a little bit. And then the lines, yeah, the lines are fine. We should be able to cope with that. We've got pace at the back, so we should be able to cope with that. Let's go for it. This is it. This is the game that matters. This is it. That's what it all comes down to. Don't forget to do this. Watch how he's changed his mind. There's so many changes there. Oh, I had a rethink. Yeah, we need to step up now. But then drop him a bit of encouragement. Somebody has to have a good game. Somebody has to play well, or we're doomed. And right from the get-go, Sunderland are the better team. But we have the first highlight. A draw is good enough. That's another penalty, ref. He's not given that one. I think there were 2 penalty incidents in there that normally get given. Come on, boys. One goal. One goal could be all we need. A win and we are definitely safe. A draw, I would say, with pretty... Oh, yes! We've scored a goal from open play. All is forgiven. You're still rubbish, but all is forgiven for now. You're still going to be sold in the summer. I think that's what I had to do with Burnley in the end. Actually totally rebuild the squad. Yes, good. I know it's come as a shock to me as well, Cenk. But that could be the difference. Because they will not be able to catch us if they beat us. And the game had already told us it was coming down to this game. And so we knew it was all about this. We are much the better team, but that means nothing at this point. The fact that they haven't had a highlight means nothing. Darren, it is... this is what it is like to manage a relegation battle. It does your head in because you have to stay in the relegation battle. It's like you're going to have to be an exceptional tactician and delve into every game in the finest detail to get a mid-table finish. But we're not doing that in this live stream. We're just going from game to game. So it is possible to do much better than this if you spend 30 minutes before each game looking at each player individually. It's very possible. Looking at the way they play, where their attacks come from, looking back at a couple of their games, you get a sense of them. We're not doing that though in this. So we're at the mercy of the match engine in the same way as it does when you go on holiday. It's doing what it does when you go on holiday. Completely at its mercy. And if it thinks that you've done enough, then it will let you survive. And it does. I wouldn't be surprised perhaps to finish 15th, which would be not inside the relegation zone. If we can just win this game, we're safe. And the thing is, the game had already told us, if you win this, you'll be safe. So at the moment, we've chosen the right things to do. We need to get better. We need another goal and we're safe. And if we can do that... I mean, yes, I can be a better manager than this, Darren, but when you're doing YouTube, you can't spend 30 minutes or 40 minutes analysing the opposition and then formulating a plan, because people just don't want to see that. They want to see games. And so you've just got to let the game go and just do the best that you can. So, yeah, you could do better, but not much better. If you're a really good manager, micromanaging, you might get maybe 12th or 13th. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's just best. Just let the game do what it needs to do. If you've done enough, then it will let you off. And look at this nutter. 6.4 again. And then Favre, he's doing all right. 2 midfielders have actually played well today. And finally, Brandon Williams has had a good game. Looking for tired players now, really. Favre, nobody's particularly tired at the moment. So let's just let it run for a little while. If we can score from this, we're home and dry. Oh, he's taking his time. Why? Because I've got it on pause, that's why. What a dummy. Oh, that's the one I wanted. And it's come from the wing back again. The wing backs in this tactic score a lot of goals. And it has been good. They haven't scored as many as my other save. But I've had him on support, which will explain why they don't score so many. But in my other save, my fullbacks are scoring all the time. I have better players who work together. And that's why that save, it's working very well in that save. That's a penalty as well. We're going to go 3-0 up and we will be safe. We will be safe. But I've seen Mo Salah miss a penalty a couple of games ago. This is not over yet. Let's put this penalty away and we're done. We'll put them to bed then. And that could mean Sunderland are relegated. Oh, he's missed it, and that's not a good thing. So it's not over yet. But the goalkeeper did save it, did he? Look at this zonal marking that they've got going on. Over the bar. That was poor defending. I'm going to play for set pieces. Where's that? I'm going to play for set piecing. The defending was really poor there. And they've got this zonal system going on by the look of it. So maybe we can get a goal from a set piece. That defending was really poor. Oh, just past our post. 15 minutes to go. Can we hold on? Do I need to go back to a more balanced approach? They've had very little to offer. I don't think I should change anything. Should just make some more substitutions for tiredness. Faver isn't having his best game. Katara can come on here. Parrot has done okay since he's come on. Breno has had a good game. Alex Scott is tired, so we'll bring Billing on. Experience. Adams is also tired. Wagner can come in here. And I'm going to leave one because I've been caught out too many times with the old injury at the end of the game. And maybe time. We got a free kick. Can we make it 3-0? Thought we might sneak a goal from a set piece with that defending. But we did. I think that was a good call to play for set pieces. I just noticed all their defenders were in a line across the 6-yard box, and I thought, that's poor zonal marking. And all our players were in space. It didn't come direct from a set piece, but I think it probably opened it up. And that's 3-0. Makuka is tired. He's the one. Although Max Aarons is tired as well. Makuka doesn't need to come off. He's a forward. So Kuto can come on. I think that's job done, boys. We have survived. Good night, Andy. We have survived. Thanks for coming, mate. Appreciate your support as always. Thank you, my friend. We have finally survived. It's been a nightmare season, a horrid season. But that's what you have to do. That's what relegation battles are. And when we sell most of these players now, bring new players in, start building the squad now, then you're on the road to recovery. That is it. I think it's job done. As far as I'm concerned, I think we have 2 games left. They can get 36 points. Fulham can get 35. We are on 39. We are safe. It's done. Oh, I don't think that I need to play the last 2 games now. What I'll do is probably just let the assistant play those. And then what I'll do is the same as before. We'll put the file up for people to do the transfer window. And then we'll have a look at the transfers in the next episode. And whoever's transfers we like the best, then we will do that one. So we'll put that up. I'll just let the assistant play the last 2 games. We're safe. No harm can come of it. And we'll do that. We'll do a transfer window. And if anybody does fancy the job of assistant manager, let me know, because I think that will be a lot of fun. Like how we work together will be part of it, and can we solve problems together, not fight too much, and I think it will be great fun. So if anybody does want the job next season as assistant manager, then please do. I'll tell you, the kind of manager I am is I'm always willing to listen, and you'll often see me refer to the assistant manager in these saves. So if I had a real life assistant manager, that would be really good, because I always listened. I didn't always go with them, but I always listened. And that actually might be quite fun to do. So I'm going to call it a night now. And it's been a rough couple of days, but we're getting out of it and on the mend. My new passport has arrived, so things are going all good in that department. Interestingly, the passport's arrived. It's black. And I find that quite interesting. I wonder if that's to reflect the mood in the country at the moment. The Black Doom. And I did, just before I go, I just did watch a video on YouTube that Britain is second from bottom of the world's most miserable countries. Isn't that strange? Based on mental health surveys of the population. Britain's come second bottom. Maybe that's why the new passports are black. Thanks, guys. And I will post the file very soon. If you want to take part in the transfer window thingy, then by all means do it. Let me know. And then send it back via the email address on the homepage. And we'll see you on Thursday, hopefully. Thanks, guys. Take care. See you soon.